Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It helps us more than you could imagine.
You know what? I've always said rugby changing rooms.
That's where you want to go.
That's where I'd love to go for a trip to the rugby changing rooms. I think rugby changing rooms got to be worse than prison.
Bucket list.
Prison. You dropping the soap in a rugby changing room has got to be worse than dropping the soap in prison. What do you think?
Why? Because you mean everyone jumps on it?
It's a scrum.
Yeah. It's down! They're just like flying in. It's just a bar of soap, boys! Oh, man.
I couldn't think
I'm definitely tempted to say prison's probably worse.
You reckon prison's worth? Worth or worse?
Yeah, prison's definitely worth.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Rugby, I had some weird things in rugby changing rooms, man. Everyone's they just... I think very touchy-feely, and they're like happy about it as well. They find that shit funny.
Yeah.
Like I've just rammed my finger up your ass and everyone's laughing. Like, why is that funny?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not funny.
If you're a rugby player and you've suffered with this, please let us know.
Reach out. Yeah. Please let us know. Yeah, if there are any rugby players, please do.
They've been fingered. Any rugby players that have been constantly fingered during their career, please let us know. That's outrageous. Oh, we can't pass that stereotype. I'm sure you're all really
lovely,
genuine gentlemen in the changing room.
Lovely.
They say that's a gent sport, right? Rugby's a gent sport.
It's a Tory sport, isn't it? Is it a Tory sport?
It's pretty Tory. Yeah,
it's pretty Tory.
Speaking of, what Priya's out of Love Island?
Oh yeah. I love the fact that she went on there and said, "I'd shag Boris Johnson." That's phenomenal. She's gone on there. I fancy
his hair.
Theo's got to be buzzing. He's got to be.
Straight in the DMs, Baker.
Yeah. But the fact that she's gone on to a show like Love Island and just said, I'm a massive Tory, there has to be a level of respect for that.
Yeah.
Because that takes some bollocks.
But what I find really interesting is she's a doctor as well.
Of course. And the known thing is that just like the Tory government hates the NHS.
Yes. Sorry. Why don't you just drink it out of the bottle?
No, this just looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, decanting it into... Yeah, I just found that weird. And obviously, didn't she say something like, I'd like it to be Chris Hemsworth's body, but Boris Johnson's hair?
That's got to be the weirdest combination.
So pretty much Thor, really. I mean, it's not far off, really, anyway, is it?
Boris Johnson, imagine... The only thing, is, and I have to be honest, I did picture this, laying down, getting shagged by Boris Johnson with his face, like, I would say like 5 inches from your face.
From a personal perspective?
Yeah, like POV. POV, I'm laying there getting porked by Boris Johnson, because this is ultimately her fantasy, right?
It would be.
It would. So she's
just his hair, which is a bit weird.
Is that all it was? Was it
well,
just
hair? He's pretty attractive, but I just love his hair.
Right.
So, I mean, if you put a few straws of bales of hay on your head and then went and did it, she's probably loving that.
She is. That's really interesting. I tell you what, like, if you're a balding bloke, then I could only imagine that Priya's like your dream woman.
Yeah, I didn't like her anyway.
No, I didn't.
I'm sure she's just a lovely person. But my problem with the show now is everything's been planted by producers.
Do you think so? So we actually had a Love Island contestant on, Jack Fowler, previously. And he said it wasn't actually so much like that.
I feel like this year...
Do you think so? Do you think it's changed? Because he was on a few years back, though.
It was a bit dry, and then all these random storylines started coming out of nowhere.
Because everyone was complaining big time about it this year and how shite it was.
Yeah, and all of a sudden many other better TV shows were on at the time.
Yes, Too Hot to Handle was competing big time with it.
I just thought like the Olympics.
The Olympics. Mate, seriously, the Olympics has got to be one of the biggest catastrophes ever. What a poorly...
They chucked it on Discovery Plus, didn't they? That was a problem.
Is that actually what it was? Is that why I haven't seen a fucking thing about it? Discovery Plus had exclusive rights to show in the UK. So you couldn't see it apart from highlights. Horrendous, mate. Honestly, I was sat there and I was thinking... I haven't heard about anything. All the athletics, the 100 meters, all this sort of stuff is usually I sit down. It's a big event. I used to get friends come round and watch it. Yeah. It was a huge thing. This year, I promise you, I hadn't even. No one was talking about it.
Yeah.
There was no hype. There was no nothing. It was honestly such a letdown.
BBC sport updates on Twitter.
Sometimes
another goal's come in. Well done, boys.
that was it though. Yeah. It was shit.
Isn't this like our most successful Olympics ever? GB.
I should know this.
Yeah, exactly.
This is, if it's the Olympics, the biggest sporting event, one of the biggest sporting events in the world, and I couldn't tell you how many medals we have.
Yeah.
And I'm into it. Obviously not
only
that
3
much,
years
but...
to the next one though.
Where is the next one? Do we know?
Paris.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
See, I feel like I won't be able to avoid that. Tokyo, different time zones. Let's not have it on Discovery Plus.
I don't think they'd have it on, like, surely Discovery Plus. If you're watching this, just give it someone else.
Yeah, give it. You lot had a fucking howler with that.
Yeah, it's poor.
I seen one guy do it like a mad pole vault, and then the stick just went right up his nuts.
What?
Oh, sorry, that might be something else.
I don't remember that one.
What? Did you just see a mad pole vault or what? What were we talking about?
Don't know.
Anyway, so I was in Belfast, and I went. We had a watch. The last episode was a watch dealer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not out yet, so you wouldn't have seen it. But we had Nico. I keep getting it wrong because you go Nico Omolana,
and
who
he
likes
forces
to be called,
you to,
and he wants it Nico, but then I'm pretty sure he's Nico.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I went to go. I had him on the podcast here. A couple of days later, I flew out to Belfast, saw him when he was out there. Wow, it was fucking cool. So
was it a good time?
Mate, he is such a nice. Oh, that's so fucking poor. I hate you. It was a good time. Thank you. Anyways, if you've watched that podcast, you'll know that we got along really well, and so he invited me over to Belfast to go check out his vault. How cool does that sound? Yo, come check out my vault.
Sounds pretty intense. It was like a Bond villain.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Anyways, we went into the vault. Right, and he just had the coolest collection of watches.
What was his best one? You're not even allowed to say, are you?
No. So we saw that the best one. He actually brought it on the podcast, so people will have seen it. It was this one-of-one Patek, and it was just incredible watch. Anyways, that was sat there as well, back in the vault. It's all very high tech. The camera, it was really cool. And yeah, he was just showing me and Joel. We went to go check it out.
What's like the most expensive? You don't have to say the specific amount, but like in terms of region. What's his most expensive watch?
Millions.
Really?
Millions with an S there, lad.
And does he sell them? Or just they're the ones that he keeps?
No, he sells them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he sources and sells them. And yeah, it was. If you guys haven't watched that podcast, I'd highly recommend it. It's honestly so interesting because I didn't really know much about the watch world.
Yeah.
Although I was interested in them, I wouldn't say that I was like.
Well,
I didn't
I've got
know
an Apple
much.
Watch.
Yeah,
so that shows people just how little I care about.
If they watch
Yours
that
is
last
pretty
one,
cool.
well, he gave this to me.
No way.
Right, so
I've just realised what it is as well.
Yeah, so he gave this to me. No. So it makes it sound
like
off to Belfast we go. No, he gave it to me for 2 weeks. Right.
Oh,
so,
really?
So this is what happened. I went in there, and I was checking it all out, and I was like, because I do want to buy a new watch. My first watch was a Hublot, and the whole thing is him just taking the piss out of my watch. Essentially.
Is that not considered?
No, that's like dog tier.
Oh, okay.
Like proper dog water, dog horse level.
Really?
Level watch. Yeah, horrific. And he was there like, look, we've got to fix you up a good watch here.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him, I was like, wow, these are amazing.
Yeah.
All the watches that were in there were just so cool to look at. And he said, which one do you like the most? And I said, I like this one, which I got my wrist now.
Blue face as well. It's very nice.
Really fucking cool. And I was like, yeah, I really like this one. And so we were looking at it, and I think this watch goes for like 23,000 pounds, something like that.
All right, so enough to trust you with, but
well, that's the thing. And so then he goes, well, why don't you just take it for 2 weeks, and if you like it, you can buy it. If not, you just send it back to me.
Wow.
By the way, what a fucking genius.
That's cool.
Because he knew.
He
knew. Make no mistake.
It fits.
Yeah, Nico. Yeah, I left.
Yeah.
And this ain't going back. I'm giving him the full fucking bag for this watch. Because now I'm walking around. Bro, I love this watch.
Smart
it's
marketing,
beautiful.
really, isn't it?
It's incredible. And you know, I can't do a runner. Guess what? He makes a video. Calfreezy robbed a Rolex Sky Dweller.
Yeah.
22 grand off me.
Rolex Sky Dweller.
That's what it is. There you go. Have a look at that. And yeah, he's fucking caked it then, hasn't he?
He smashed it. It's really nice though.
It is honestly, it's so nice. And just his knowledge about, we went in there and this guy just knows everything. And he was like, mate, buying this, good investment, great watch, one of the most complicated watches. So when I got home, I went and watched all these videos about it because I was interested in how it works. And it's a very complicated watch. One of the most complicated Rolex I've made, actually.
I'm not going to ask for you to explain it.
I'm not going to be able to explain it to you. It's that complicated. But I just know that it's fucking complicated.
But it's got the correct time.
It does. It's got the correct time.
That's all you need.
It tells me what month it is as well, which is really handy. I could tell you it's the 8th month. Which is just fantastic, isn't it?
Why is that fantastic?
Just in case I forgot what month it was. It's like, oh yeah.
Your life is not that bad. Come on.
My memory is slowly fading. Okay. It's actually getting a bit. Yeah.
Oh, what month is it, boys? Cal's got it on the rollie.
Yeah. Get a look at that. So anyways, we walked out of there. Fantastic. And I just know I'm going to buy this. And I know in a couple of months I'll be flying back to Belfast. I need another one. Give me another hit.
On the other wrist.
On the other wrist. You see those rappers
slowly
that walk around
up the same forearm.
Instead of a tattoo sleeve, it's just a watch sleeve getting bigger and bigger. But yeah, anyways, so that was really cool. So shout out to him. And
expensive
what a great
trip by the end of it, really.
I went over there for some drinks and I've ended up spending 20 odd grand on a watch.
It's outrageous.
Not what you want, really, but it is what it is.